WNBA star reveals celebrities she hopes to see in attendance at a game. Sophie Cunningham is one of the biggest stars in the WNBA, and there are certain stars from the music and entertainment world who she would be very excited to see sitting courtside at an Indiana Fever game. Cunningham was at her Sun Cruiser collab celebration in New York when she spoke to Page Six and went through the list of famous names she would love to play in front of the most. "I would have to go Justin and Hailey Bieber. I think that would be so fun," she said. "Definitely have to have Will Ferrell and Jim Carrey up in there. I think that's fun, definitely my vibe. Cody Johnson, Morgan Wallen, Riley Green, got to throw them in there too. But as long as like Justin and Hailey are there, I think I'll be fine." It seems Cunningham is counting the days until she can see the Biebers sitting courtside at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Could we see Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce make an appearance? When asked about whether another pop culture power couple in Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce would be spotted at a Fever game next season, the 29-year-old admitted that teammate Caitlin Clark would be in a better position to provide an answer. "You're asking the wrong girl. You got to get Caitlin out here asking those questions because we would love to have them, Swift and Kelce, at a Fever game," Cunningham said. That Cunningham's free agency situation. Cunningham is also currently a free agent, and Fever fans would sure love to see her return to the fold next year as the team looks to build on last season's playoff run to the WNBA semifinals. Collective bargaining negotiations between the WNBA and the league's players, however, remain ongoing after their current CBA was extended until November 30th, as per ESPN. The sunlight dripping through the training facility windows made the hardwood floor glow, but all eyes were on the Indiana Fever's newly minted star guard, Marley Sutton, as she wrapped up practice. Sweat still clung to her brow, ponytail whipping like a metronome as she snatched the final rebound and passed it to a ball boy with a grin. Marley had become one of the WNBA's brightest personalities, not just because she averaged 22 points per game or because her step-back three had become a league-wide meme, but because she had a way of turning every interview into a story, every moment into a scene. And today was no different. Her teammates filed toward the locker room, but Marley lingered, tugging on her shooting sleeve and glancing mischievously toward the cluster of reporters gathering courtside. "You're smiling like you've got something to say," Fever veteran Aaliyah Moss teased, giving her a nudge before heading out. "Oh, I do," Marley replied, tightening her laces. "Let's give them a little entertainment." Within seconds she was in front of the microphones, leaning on them dramatically like she was at an awards show podium. "All right, y'all, hit me," she announced. A reporter cleared his throat. "Marley, we've seen the league's popularity explode over the past year, and the celebrity attendance has skyrocketed. Which celebrities would you like to see courtside this season?" The gym seemed to pause. Marley's eyes widened, a grin spreading like wildfire. "Oh, you better buckle in," she said, "because I have a list. 1. The queen of pop culture. First up, Zendaya," Marley declared, placing a hand over her heart theatrically. A cluster of reporters laughed. "No, I'm serious," she continued. "Zendaya courtside? I'd lose my mind. She's the only person who could sit absolutely still and still somehow outshine the whole arena." She pantomimed spotting Zendaya during a game, dropping her imaginary basketball mid-dribble, eyes wide, jaw hanging. "Coach would bench me instantly," she shrugged. "Worth it." The idea wasn't that far-fetched. Zendaya had been seen courtside at NBA games, often whisked in and out among roaring cheers and flashing cameras. Marley imagined the Fever's arena crackling under the weight of that kind of energy. A moment in time, a cultural screenshot. "Plus," she added, "I just want to ask her who did her eyeliner in Dune because that stuff is supernatural." 2. The champion of women's sports. If Zendaya's name brought laughter, the next name brought cheers. "Serena Williams," Marley said, raising her brows as if the choice should be obvious. "The goat of goats. If she came to a Fever game, I swear we'd win by 30 just off the energy she gives." Marley's voice steadied, not the joking tone from before, but something sincere. "Women's sports have always stood on the shoulders of giants like Serena," she said. "She's shaped the way people view female athletes. Having her courtside? That's history in itself." She paused, then cracked a grin. "Also, Maybe she'll shout advice at me mid-game. I'll take coaching from Serena any day. 3. The unexpected fan. Alright, now for the curveball, Marley said. Y'all ready for this? A dozen cameras clicked. Jack Black. The room erupted. No, listen. Marley insisted. Jack Black is a national treasure. Imagine him courtside screaming, "Let's go Fever," in full Tenacious D energy. The man would steal the show. She mimed Jack Black air guitaring after a Fever fast break. I need that in my life, she said. The league needs that. America needs that. For the sports icon she grew up with. She shifted her weight, her expressions softening again. Another big one for me is Sue Bird, Marley said. She's already a legend, but having her watching from the sidelines would just, I don't know, feel like coming full circle. Marley grew up idolizing Sue Bird, posters on the wall, a jersey pinned above her desk, grainy YouTube highlight reels she watched over cereal before school. The idea of Sue Bird watching her play would have felt impossible even a year ago. I know she can't suit up anymore, Marley said, but I'd glance at her every time I made a mistake and be like, I'm sorry, yes, I'll fix it. 5. The cultural powerhouse. Next, I need Beyoncé to pull up. No explanation needed. Half the reporters instinctively nodded. You think I'm joking? Marley asked. Queen Bey in the building? The arena would levitate. The rims would start singing. My three-pointer would hit nothing but angelic harmonies. She pretended to shoot a ball and whispered, bow down, as it swished. And I don't even need her to watch me, she clarified. She could stare at the scoreboard the entire game. Just her presence is enough. 6. The hometown hero. But I've also got to show love to Indiana, Marley continued. So one of my biggest dream attendees is David Letterman. Indiana's own comedic icon, the man who had shaped late-night television for decades, had recently popped up at sports events across the Midwest. I feel like Letterman would come courtside wearing a Fever hoodie 2 sizes too big, Marley said. And then he'd casually drop some advice like, hey kid, you're playing great, but stop dribbling so much. She tilted her head thoughtfully. And honestly, he'd probably be right. 7. The one who loves women's basketball already. You know who I think would hype the crowd the most, though? Marley asked. Billie Eilish. She crossed her arms, nodding confidently. I know she's already been showing love for women's basketball, she said. Imagine her courtside in baggy pants and a Fever beanie, just vibing. The whole arena would be green lighting from her energy alone. Then Marley hesitated, a mischievous glimmer in her eye. Also, I'd ask if she wants to do the halftime show but like, right on the spot. Zero preparation.